I'm gonna go look at Omni-Man memes again from
No, we
Invincible.
need to start, Pino.
Dude, if you haven't watched Invincible, you both gotta watch Invincible. It's pretty good.
No, I have to watch anime.
No, this is why you gotta spice it up with actual like.
I do spice it up. I watch The Simpsons and The Muppet Show. Is there not? I've covered all of my bases, Pino.
But
I don't know
merch.
what you're talking about.
The merch. Welcome everybody to Whose Show Is It Anyway? The show where the points don't matter, but the ratings do. My name is Pino. Right beside me, drinking some water. Well, that's Garb.
Man, I'm just so thirsty. I gotta be prepared. I gotta be on my game.
And the man ready to ring that buzzer as many times as he can count. Well, that's Chuck. Oh, the show's over, everybody.
Hey, that buzzer's
time for
right in my ear. Just stop doing that.
This is the Funky Anime Podcast. We are reviewers, in a sense.
Are we?
No.
I don't think we are.
We're
just
recappers, reviewers.
Best girl choosers.
Yeah.
Email reviewers. I think we review more emails than TV than anime shows, really. But no,
The
yeah,
number's close.
we're almost there.
It's shockingly close.
Yeah, click the link to find more.
I'll be impressed whenever we review as many emails as Strong Bad.
Dang,
But until
everybody
then,
send in those emails.
Yeah.
Just keep them coming. I don't care if you're asking me how my day is. It's fine. Don't ask me how my toes
We're
are.
not gonna answer it.
Ask him how his toes are.
No,
Contact at funkyanimePodcast.com.
I can't believe you. Regardless, as you can tell, this is already going off on a chaotic foot. Wait, it can only mean one thing. It means I'm hosting this time around.
Woohoo!
This week, I forced my friends to watch a little show called School Rumble. It's an old anime. We'll talk about it in a little bit. But segueing back to how everyone's day is, I mean, how are you guys feeling? What's the news? What's going on with y'all?
Pretty good.
I drank a lot last night. So
Hey,
my
you know
voice
what?
is a little bit hoarse, but like, you know what? I'm doing all right.
It was Saturday, man. And now
I
it's
haven't
it's
heard you
Sunday.
neigh once. You're full of shit.
Yeah. Oh.
No,
Not
no,
horse.
It's spelled like whore.
Oh.
Oh.
WHOARSE.
Oh, I see. Well,
sorry
we'll
for
get
your
you
loss.
a pillow.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'll get you a card.
I read a bunch of manga since the last episode.
Yeah, you've been updating us on the Patreon.
Guys, I'm so upset that goddamn Shonen Jump doesn't update this week.
Yeah, it's Golden Week, everybody. I forgot to mention that as well. Happy Golden Week to all of you.
Happy
Happy
Golden
Golden
Week.
Day.
And by happy, I mean, as Chuck said, we're all very upset because none of our manga is being
I
updated.
can't believe it because
It's okay.
the way that I get totally legal manga and then getting Shonen Jump, which I do pay for,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like, man, I don't have those right now.
What am I even paying for?
I'm Jesus, dude. The money came out like 2 days ago, and I said, "Oh, sheesh,
They said thank you for your
$2.
patronage.
sheesh."
See you next
And
week.
guys, thanks for Patreon, by the way.
Dude,
Yeah,
thanks,
speaking
man.
of,
Dude,
y'all are great.
Shout out to the
Sheesh.
patrons. They
Guys.
all rock.
Yeah, thank you specifically to Cosmos, Jasmine, Cream Puff, and Sid for being the sheeshiest members of them all.
Sheesh.
Sheesh, y'all are great. Thank
Hey,
you.
Nice.
Sheesh, you give us money. Ooh, sheesh,
Sheesh.
sheesh.
Sheesh. It's gonna end up becoming like a One Piece laugh. Sheesh, sheesh, sheesh.
Sheesh, sheesh, sheesh.
Oh my god.
Oh,
But yeah, I'm
God.
glad you guys seem like you're hanging out. That's pretty good.
I'm doing my best.
Yeah, man. As for myself, pretty good. Still trucking along on the ever so growing anime list. I ended up finishing Invincible though, not an anime. Reluctantly, I started that reluctantly. I didn't want to watch it because I was like, my watch group just keeps watching more things, and I'm like, ah.
Yeah.
But it turned out to be like a much better show than I anticipated. I nearly teared, but that's to be discussed.
That's right. I'm reading Naruto, and I'm
All
like
right.
20% through.
Where were you at?
Fucking blows, dude.
Where you at?
We're at the Tsunade or whatever the fuck her name is.
Tsunade.
Like retrieval. Yeah, Tsunade
Okay.
retrieval. So
I
like
remember
we just passed the Chunin exams, and Gara turned into Big Scare Monster for a bit, and I thought, wow.
Shakaku or whatever his thing is.
Scary monsters.
It's Sho Tenketsu.
Right.
And now Jaira's like, hello, and I'm like, God bless your soul. You're the best.
Hello.
And then that's it, and it kind of blows. But like I told our patrons that I would read it so I could say for certain that it's bad. And so far I'm right.
A man of his word. Don't worry. We'll get him in Shippuden.
Oh my God, Shippuden! Don't even get me started on Shippuden. Literally, no. I was thinking about this earlier, and I was really upset about it. Naruto has more filler than all of Hunter x Hunter has anime, and that pisses me off.
Hey man, when you got a series you can milk, you got to do what you got to do.
No, you don't.
No, I know.
You don't need to. Pino, you're enabling.
I'm not enabling.
Pino's an enabler.
I'm personifying. What was it? Studio Period? Is that who animated it? Yeah, dude. I'm just personifying them.
Well, they're stupid. They did Yu Yu Hakusho, and I was like, God bless your soul. And then they did Bleach and Naruto, and I said, sheesh. It was not good, dude. God, Naruto pisses me off. But let's talk about School Game Rumble.
Dang, I was still gonna ask Garb about his Chainsaw Man reading.
Man, Chainsaw Man some good stuff.
How's Chainman?
Yeah, the premise like sounds kind of dumb on paper, like if you only hear the title and like a brief description, but
he's a man with a chainsaw.
He's a man that is a
pet chainsaw.
He becomes Chainsaw.
I see.
Hence the name Chainsaw Man.
Yeah. I would never have guessed.
I've heard it was super good. I'm waiting for the show to come out because I think that's being done by Madhouse.
Don't wait on.
I
might.
Just read them. No.
I mean, it looks good. I like the girl. I like the designs. I like the girl with the little horns on her head. She seems like pretty cool.
You mean 02 except with a developed personality and story?
Cringe.
Yeah.
No, what I always do is I
mean, she hates vegetables.
Watch the anime up until the anime ends, and then I get impatient, and then I read the manga.
You know what? That's fair. That's how it happens.
That's what I always do. Like I did that with Haikyuu. I did that with Dragon Maid back several years ago.
I don't remember
that. I did that with fucking Monster Musume. I'm a menace, guys.
I think I need to read Dragon Maid. Dragon Maid may be next on my list then, because I read Chainsaw Man, which is...
Got that second season
Dragon Maid also new season in like a month.
Yeah, man.
Well, I've been reading because Chainsaw Man is super bloody and gory, and I've been reading Berserk. Again, I picked it back up.
It's also really sad.
And and it's bloody and gory, and it's like, you know what? I need just something happy and cheerful next.
Hey, you know what you should read instead?
What?
Quintessential Quintuplets.
I may have to. I think that one's on Shonen Viz, right?
I don't think
no,
so,
it's not.
No, read We Never Learn then. That's what it is.
We Never Learn. That's a good one.
We Never Learn is actually super good.
Yeah,
the anime was pretty solid, but not as good as the manga in my eyes. But it's still good. Still banging. Anyway.
I also caught up on Super. I read past Tournament of Power.
Nice. Very good.
Well, I would not know if I would call it very good. I would call that adequate.
Okay, adequate.
Unfortunately, I don't know. I kind of like having to make the songs up in my head since the manga's finally.
No! Rest in peace, the composer of Dragon Ball Z music. Yeah, really sad because I know that this is talking about School Rumble, but we're not talking about that right now.
We're still on the How Your Day section is.
It's true. No, but I know that you're a Faulkner OST man, but
that's not even so true anymore.
but the classic Dragon Ball OST is sublime.
Yeah.
Oh my god, dude. It's so good.
It really is. And, and thankfully, whenever we got to hear some of those tracks, finally, it took until remaking Z to get some of his work up, but I don't even know. Yeah, he was still working on it by Boo Saga in the original.
Well, because with that, because Kai was originally done by a different guy.
That was a whole mess, and they reused the old tracks,
and then they reused the tracks, which is good. Like honestly,
yeah,
old tracks are iconic, so I'd much prefer that. And like bangers though,
yeah. But
holy shit, dude!
And he worked on other stuff too. I swear.
Yeah, he worked on some like really long running shows. Like I think he did the Crayon show. I don't know what the name
Crayon
of it exactly is. Yeah, I think so. I think he worked on that. So like he's got a goddamn like resume, and like rest in peace, because he did some work.
A true legend.
True legend status, absolutely.
But yeah, and I also read Jocko, the 10-volume Jocko, the Galactic Patrolman.
Oh, I do like Jocko.
That was great. That was honestly better than.
I'm just saying.
Super.
Toriyama is better at writing comedies and doing like that more like cutesy kind of style. Like in my humble opinion, like I love Dr. Slump. Dr. Slump is so much fun, and I would recommend everyone to read it. I think it's really good.
I haven't read.
And then OG Dragon Ball is, I think, the peak of Toriyama. Like I love a bunch of Dragon Ball Z stuff, but like something about little baby Goku fighting Jackie Chun at the Tenkaichi Budokai is something fierce though. And then him getting hit and then him landing on the ground and Tien Shinhan getting hit by a truck to win. Good shit, dude. Good stuff. Yeah. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
That's today's manga roundup.
Dude, this is now a recurring segment because I read too much manga anyway, so now I have an excuse.
I mean, it's good. It's good to... I like it.
I like most of it.
Dang. Well, I guess this recurring segment has reached its end.
It'll never again.
Oh my god! But now I guess we can finally move on to the meat and butter, the bread and butter. You can butter your meat, I guess.
You definitely butter some steak. Yeah. Absolutely.
Of course. So let's butter some biscuits right now, and let's talk about some School Rumble.
Don't even talk to me about biscuits.
I feel like I just offended you.
Oh, no, not offended me. You're just making me goddamn hungry.
All right. Well, let's hope I don't get hungry too, because I'm actually got hungry.
Oh no!
All right. Enough beating around the bush, fellas. Let's get this started. So School Rumble is it's an older series, and God, we can tell. The manga itself kind of started in the fall of 2002. Ran up until July 2008, I believe. I think it was 23 that I saw. So,
wow.
Pretty long series. I was a little surprised when I did some of the research. Sheesh.
Yeah. Well, there's got to be at least a we only watched season 1, but were there only the 2 seasons, or was there more after that?
So there was only 2 seasons, and there's a couple of OVAs that I guess quote unquote fill in the holes in between of some like season 1 and 2, or events that happened in season 1 or 2.
Cool.
I watched a couple of them. Pretty cute. If you really 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 want to watch it, go ahead, but you don't need it. Apparently it also had like a couple like video games, like just like I guess like virtual novels, which was kind of weird, but
cool.
It was quote unquote popular. Season
virtual
1
novels are sick.
Season 1 was a total of 26 episodes, and it started in 2004, ending in March 2005, which was pretty cool. A good old shorty boy. Not as short as nowadays where we have like 13 episode shows, but yeah. It's not a heavy commitment, not like what we have on the plate later on the season.
Well, Pino, you have only yourself to blame.
Yes, but because I know we're all shonen junkies, I had to put it on the list. But we'll talk about that later.
And that's going to be a while from now, right?
Yeah, a little bit. So hold on to your pajamas. But yeah, the studio animating this series was Studio Comet, a studio that I wasn't too familiar with, but with some added research, I realized that they did the first season of Initial D. They did a couple of the Captain Tsubasa animes, and they actually did the Hoshi no Kirby, the Kirby Right Back at Ya.
No shit.
Kirby is the name.
Yeah.
But you know,
I was surprised.
Kirby is the
I was
star
like,
of the show.
oh my god.
More than you think. He's a natural pink.
Kirby's the one. So,
Yeah, no, looking... Well, like, that's one of the reasons why they did the Initial D reference on, like, the second episode.
Yeah. And that hit me
sick.
good. Like, I was about out of my
That
chair.
got a guffaw. That got a guffaw out of me, for sure.
they were just riding their bikes, but they they're faster than Takumi.
Dude.
Good old Takumi.
I saw the kanji on the side of the car, and I'm like, oh, good shit.
The kanji it's actually different. I don't know what it reads,
Oh,
but
was it
it's
different?
like a School Rumble like kind of reference thing or something.
Ah, damn.
Yeah, but
Shit.
either way, we can get into that later. But again, the series is all wrapped up, and it's good because if you're ever so inclined to continue for some whatever reason, it's finished. It's probably out there.
If you're possessed for some reason, this wasn't enough for you.
I did read that he ended it short because he wanted to work on other things. But he always the guy who did this, I didn't write his name down. I think it was like Jin. Let me go back here.
Yeah, it's Jin Kobayashi.
Kobayashi. Yeah, he said he one day he'd like to go back, but just like to write it differently. And like a sequel kind of series where they're all adults. I was like, that's kind of cool. That'd be cool to see eventually.
That'd be
but
fun.
Yeah. Not gonna hold my
it's-
breath, but
Yeah.
I would look forward to it.
yeah, we'll see what
I feel
happens.
like that would be interesting because we all know the high school the high school hustle.
Yeah,
But,
we've been there.
But
We've been there, done that.
seeing the grown up like side of those is very good. So
So who knows? We'll see what happens. But that was like a while back, so I don't know if he's gonna go back. But either way,
well, we wawa.
first impressions. I guess. I mean, since none of you guys have seen it, what did you guys? Before jumping in, what did you think?
I knew it was a Pino show from day fucking one.
I don't know why you guys don't.
No.
Anticipate
So
that.
what? No. So what?
Don't
so,
anticipate
no,
it always.
No. So what happened was when I was making the opening. What happened for season 4 for the podcast? I always ask, and I'm like, hey, is there any openings that you'd like to put on? And Pino sent this opening and I couldn't use it because there was text on the screen. But
Yeah.
but Pino's like, oh, I don't know if you could use it, but like put this, and I watch it and I'm like, holy shit, this reeks. Like this smells so goddamn much like a Pino show. It's an early
Blasty with
2000
trumpets.
animated, set in high school, dubbed by Funimation. And it's like it has like the weird protagonist. It's a quote unquote comedy. Like it was like no way a rom-com in high school. 100% Pino.
Dude, sometimes I pick slice of lives that only Pino would like. Only sometimes.
Hey,
I
you
don't
know
know,
what
I
was great
loved
about
it.
this show? You know what was great about this show is when they went into slice of life stuff, and I said, wow, that's good and interesting, and these characters are interesting, but you don't give it to us until
Whoa. I want to hear Garb's first initial impressions. Come on, sheesh.
Yeah, I had seen the opening from when you posted it, and I was like, holy shit. Like, this is great. And, you could see the stank on it, the early 2000s, early digital animation stank.
Mhm.
And I don't know, I was really intrigued. I was like, whoa, there's like... I was trying to figure out who the main character was, and I couldn't even pick that much up.
Oh my god!
Like, what
dude,
is all happening
so
here?
Upsetting.
I don't know. I didn't really know what to expect because I was like, "What on earth is this? Like, this is a great song, but like."
You know what? I will admit, I shared the same sentiments you both had when I originally watched this with a group of friends. They're the ones who introduced it to me. Again, reluctantly, I always say, I don't want to watch the anime.
Yeah.
The only anime I like are the ones on my list, probably. Potentially, I don't know. But I got roped into it. I enjoyed the entire ride. And I was just like, you know what? I feel like I need to watch this again, but not just myself. I gotta force other people to watch it as the vicious cycle continues. I don't know. It's the stank that really got to me. I think it's all the humor. It's the characters, like Chuck said. Some of them are interesting, like, or at least the ones that you care for.
Well, like that's the thing though. Like by the end of the show, I was like, okay, I like most of these characters. I'm like, okay, I have a base understanding of like who they are, and like what they value and what they're doing in their life.
Mm-hmm.
But like, the first half of the show didn't tell me that, so I had no reason to like root for like Tenma or to root for Mikoto. Like Mikoto has a sick backstory with Haruki, and like I'm like, that's awesome. I wish I knew about this when they were doing dumb shit in the first half of the show. I would have enjoyed it more.
It's true, but we'll dive right into that when we get there. Don't worry, I got you.
I'm sorry, man. I just think about things and I'm like, wow, these things are.
I mean, you do be thinking. That's always good. We gotta be thinking.
At least you didn't get brain dead me this week.
I mean, this is great. This is the Chuck I like to see. It needs to be lively. How am I supposed to bounce off? I can bounce off Garb pretty easy, but bouncing off you is gonna hurt. That's all right.
I'm just
a bouncy fellow.
Speaking of bounce, let's talk about maybe some of that presentation. Let's start with that voice acting. And oh man, it's your Funimation classics. You got a good voice.
Yeah. Oh my god, dude.
Everybody's here.
Yeah. Oh right? My god.
You got Kenji Harima, who's literally, you can tell that was just Shanks' voice actor. Brandon Potter.
Yeah.
It was great.
Brandon Potter's a very solid voice actor.
It's like a role that I don't ever see him in, because like him being Shanks and all being like serious and everything, I was like, he's probably only like the big strong characters. And while he is a big strong character here, he's like hella goofy, and it works really well. I like you had Eric Valley or Valet. I can't pronounce that name for the life of me.
I think
it's Karasuma Vale. You got to miss Karasuma, the whole quiet thing. I'm just like, this is it was weird, but it's still pretty good. I like the whole, like, I like when voice actors just like do something different than what they're used to, or like from what we're like from what we're used to, from what we hear, because like a lot of these, I think this is like a lot of like this is really early, like it's probably their start. Like,
well, no, because like because Hanai, he's the same voice actor who does like Mr. Popo, and like he did Tien Shin Han for the original dub, and like does like the turtle, and does Shu like the dog, the like tiny dog man.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I was like, I know that man, and it's like, oh, this is a different role than I'm used to, and that's cool.
It's true. I mean, hearing Mikoto, her voice is always great. It's pretty easy to catch. I'm just like, that's Chopper.
Oh my god, yeah, dude, Mikoto. I'm like, oh, I know that one.
Good times. I mean, I think everybody's just like if you watch this and you've already seen a lot of dubs, you'll know exactly who these people are. Which is good, because they're as bubbly and as playful as I expected them to be, with this show.
Yeah.
Other than the voice acting aside, I'm assuming all of us probably watched the dub. I'm assuming, right?
I watched like 1 or 2 episodes sub just to like check it out, and I don't know, man.
I watched some of the sub too. I wasn't feeling it. I just did it to see some of the kanji on the screen when I didn't understand it. But I think there's something different about the dub.
I feel like the dub is just like, it helps with these quicker paced shows. Like some of them, like it needs the sub. Like Nichijou has to be a sub for me. I watched some of the dub, does not hit, but like. But like with this, I feel like the dubbing, because especially with the dubbing of this era, is a lot more loose than dubbing nowadays. So being able to play with it just a little bit helps it a lot for a lot of these scenarios that are inherently very like culturally focused. And so we're able to, vibe with it a little bit more.
I must say, I read a little bit of the manga, and I read like 2 chapters, and I was like, wow, it just isn't as funny. And I think this is just one of those that, to carry on that same idea, is that it's just a difficult one to translate, and the dub nailed it, thankfully. Yeah. So, that's good.
Props to you. They get 1,000 points.
I would like it even less.
That would have been real bad.
That would have been a hoof.
Voice acting aside, let's continue on the audio side. The OST, we got a lot of interesting sounds in some of those tracks.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm trying to like think, because like I remember some. I couldn't tell you what they sound like, but like.
We got the Don't Eat Me song, dude.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the Don't Eat Me song.
Yeah.
God, they have a lot of Don't Eat Me songs. I was a little put off. It was great, and then I was like, the first time I watched it, I'm like, this isn't real. This audio can't be like this. And then it grew on me, and I was like, I'm sick. But the audio did grow on me. They do have like your kind of standard beats, like the whole like serious vibes and like the whole like not orchestral, like it's like piano pieces, but it's those weird ones that kind of get you.
Because we're talking about audio right now. Mm-hmm. This anime loves its stock sound effects. Holy
hell
shit.
Yeah, baby!
I heard TIE fighters, like the TIE fighter shooting in like space and like a Star Wars laser, like every other episode. I'm like, Jesus Christ, dude!
And the march forward trumpet.
Yes,
that one they used that one a couple times. There was a bunch of the ones that I recognized from like the Hanna-Barbera.
Oh yeah, definitely. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, again, it's got that stink. It's not a Pino show without that stink.
No,
the only thing it was missing, I didn't ever hear the fire sound effect. I didn't ever hear that one. You hear that one in Haikyuu a lot.
Yeah, but Haikyuu's good.
Yeah, that was one of those like you can hear some of those sound effects just like all over. It's pretty funny.
It's true. Now we can get into the meat and bones of things, the animation. Let's hear it.
Average. Nothing.
Yeah, it is just smack dab. I don't know. It's average or below average because it's that early digital stank.
Yeah,
it's true, and the early digital 3D. You got some of those 3DS.
That made me laugh though. So the ending credit scene with fucking what's her nuts
Akira.
with Akira. With a godson or whatever, and he's like,
that's
her summer vacation, bro.
Yeah, and I had no clue. I had no goddamn clue. Like, I loved the 3D and the and like the mecha slash
Power Rangers, Sentai.
Yeah, the Sentai shit. I thought that worked perfectly because it literally just looked like a mocap of a dude in a suit, and I love that. Yeah, it made me laugh a lot.
You're telling me that Matrix reference didn't make you laugh on how cheesy it was?
That one was dog shit animation.
That was
maybe the
so
worst.
Bad.
I loved
it. There was no reason for it to be there.
That was insanely
and yet
bad.
I laughed as hard as I did the first time.
I just thought it was insane. I was taken aback.
God. They sprinkle it around there every so often, but that PS1 Akira Mafia thing,
bro, it was a PS0 Akira. I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh my god,
they had to like catch you off guard every now and then.
It's true,
and they
had to build on her character. She was like the quiet one, but now we know she's a killer.
We already knew she was a killer. She has a gun in the opening. I don't know what more you need from that.
You know what? Maybe that's all we need.
A gun. We do live in America.
I do like their efforts to like really make like some characters, like when they're super serious, they get to give them those extra lines, like the shading lines, like those really rough ones for Harima and like even for Hanai. Pretty good. I like that. Giving them the Dragon Ball aura, like the red and the blue when they're fighting, is good. I like that. It's good all around. I can't remember any background for the life of me. Sorry.
Nothing. It's a high school in the early 2000s. They all look the same.
It's true. It's very true. But yeah, if you're not here for all the excitement of the animation, unless you are, because then that's kind of weird.
Rather than kind of a weird move.
Yeah, they also do some of the chibi characters sometimes for some.
Yeah,
of the
I felt like it was okay.
Effects. Yeah,
I didn't really have any issue with that because I know that I took a very, very hard stance in the whatever the fuck that shitty one you made us watch was. But like I feel like this worked a little bit better because they weren't half the size of everyone else.
Mhm.
Like especially with someone like Tenma, who
Mhm.
like kind of has that blob face sometimes, but like it's still like relatively the same size as she normally is. And
Mhm.
like that's her whole vibe of being kind of ditzy and kind of like one brain cell knocking around like a Windows screensaver in her head. Like that's her vibe, and like I totally get it. And like I felt like it worked in this more than Panty Show. I can't remember the name of that show.
Panty and Stocking.
No.
Featuring Garter Belt.
Nope, not that one.
The Flying Panties.
Yeah, Flying Panty one.
We'll call it Flying Panties.
Heaven's Lost Panties.
Heaven's Lost Property. Heaven's Lost
Lost
Panty.
Panties.
Yeah, no, it was like this. At least I felt like it worked better, and also Heaven's Lost Property. That dude was chippy like half of the goddamn show, and that ticked me off. that made me upset.
You know what might not make you upset though?
What's up?
The openings and endings. You guys ready?
Oh.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk about opening one. It's called Scramble, and it's sung by everybody's favorite Yui Horie with Unscandal. I like it. It's a jam.
Oh, I love
Absolutely.
It just has that energy that I desperately need in my life. I mean, what?
Well, also, Yui Horie is the voice actress for Eri in Japanese. So
I think the fact that she's in the show, I feel like anytime she's in the show, I lean towards that character.
Oh,
I
yeah.
don't know why.
it's good, dude.
It's good. But we get it's I'd like to call this chaotic good because it's a whole bunch of like shots of like the characters. You're not really sure who's like the main person. A lot of stills though.
Person. Oh my God.
But it's just it's kind of random in a way. I'll have you guys a little more well versed in the openings to explain that to me.
I like definitely not like a slideshow. I think of the thing about this opening in particular, it doesn't really feel like there's many sections where I was like, "Oh, not a lot of animation here." I feel like it does well with what little it does. There's not really anything that it's like, "Okay, we're sitting here forever." Also, this song has that stank. Like it adds to the show so much of what era this is from, because you can tell like exactly what this is. But like I really enjoyed it. I don't think I skipped it. The opening itself like isn't anything to write home about. It's like chaotic. It's above average, I'd say, but not high.
It's
above
the song that carries it.
Oh, the song 100% does like all the weight in this opening.
You know, you want to know the worst part? I was telling Garb this before the show started, but when I originally watched it with my group of friends, they're the type to like just skip the openings and endings. So I was always upset. And so as soon as I put this on the list, I'm like, I can't wait to never skip this. just to listen, because they only listened to it once, and I was like, this is a banger already. I need to listen to it more.
Yeah, I think this was a no skip for me too. It's really that good.
It's good. I mean, I'll be in my car and I'm just like,
yeah, no. I would do that with the ending too. I would like hum to myself.
Dude. I mean, if you're ready to talk about the ending for the first ending, we can, or we can just go on to the next opening.
It doesn't matter. You're the host.
Let's go to the next opening. We got another opening for only one episode. And I think it's the funniest thing in the world. There's a section where Harima is upset at life, as he usually does, and decides to go to the sea. And it opens up with him rescuing somebody, and the captain saying, "All right, everybody, sing." And it's just a lot of chants. Somebody explain it for me.
It's so funny, dude. I love it.
It's a sailor song, dude.
It's a sea shanty.
Yeah, it's a sea shanty.
And it's not even like that long. It's like it's less than a minute, and it's just them pulling out Harima and the other fallen comrade in the water, and it's great. It's such a out of the water, out of the way, random like opening for this stupid little episode. Just one little episode. I thought it was cool. It's charming.
Wouldn't have it any other way.
Hey, you psych. Hey, you psych. So dumb. But yeah, those are the openings. Obviously, let's move on to the endings. We technically only have three because they reuse Scramble in one of the endings. So we'll start with the one that we see the most. We're gonna start with ending one. Let me actually get the name before my eardrums bleed, because that broke my eardrums. The first one is called Ona. Okay. Please forgive me. I'm going to butcher this as I usually do. It's called Ona no ko otoko no ko.
Hey, good job.
Hey, yeah. Okay, cool. All right, and so this one was sung by, let me make sure I've got all my notes here, sung by Yuki Ogura. And it's cute. The music's cute. At least I like the music.
So cute.
I sing this all the time, even when I'm just alone and sad or crying. I mean, what?
Like, it's definitely a sliding PNG ending.
Yeah, like, it's a sliding one. It's very much just it's everything I hate, and I still love it.
I maybe skipped the ending song once. I usually wasn't like.
I had to skip it a couple times to watch them all.
Still so good. There's the pig.
Dude, what I like is the simplicity. Mostly, it's like you have Harima also like in the foreground, and it's kind of like it kind of shows, I guess, quote unquote, his like little mini arcs and like what he does. Like, I like the part where he gets that 3D beard growing out of him. I'm just like, oh, I remember he loves his whiskers, dude. When he's writing his manga, I thought that was kind of like playful. I never understood it the first time because I never watched it the first time, but I appreciated it the second time I watched the series. Still, it's pretty cute. I like when they say la 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 la.
Yeah, it gets stuck in my head. Like, if you couldn't tell. But
dude, I'm gonna, as soon as this podcast ends, I'm gonna listen to this again. I'm sorry. But yeah, it's very good. Again, very 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 simple. That's about it. But now let's move on to the this second ending. There's an episode where one of our characters, Karen, Ichijo, goes on a date with a guy who looks strangely like Ichigo from Bleach, and they go watch a movie, like a Sentai movie. And so that opening we got, that's Hatenko Robo Doji Biron no Tema, and it's just a straight up like. It's straight up an anime opening for the movie.
It's so well because this is 100% like a Sentai opening, like a Super Sentai opening. It's perfect. I love it. It makes me so happy that like it exists, and it makes me laugh so much, especially when like all of the shitty 3D parts combine. I'm like, oh, this is perfect,
dude. You stank within some stank, dude.
Oh, this is like ironic stank. And goddamn, it hits.
Oh. I was surprised. Since they skipped a lot of them, this is one of the ones they didn't skip. So, like, even though I saw it once, I still forgot about it. There's a Maraca robot? What the hell?
Yeah, that's the evil robot.
That's a Maraca robot. I'm done.
Yeah, dude.
That's not fair.
It's sick, dude.
Dude, it's sick. It stank. And you know what? It's probably, it's a good listen. Watch it. If you watch the show, just watch it.
Super fun.
Even if you haven't watched the show, please.
I like that they played in the background in some of the TVs during the series too. Yeah, it was funny. Just
they had a couple
because they made the 3D models, so they had to reuse them as many times as they could.
Right,
it's true.
And they there's a couple in-universe shows. There's also like
that was Mangoku, dude. There's Mangoku.
Yeah, Mangoku Man.
Dude, Mangoku Man, I love your work. Dude, Kenji Harima. Anyways, let's move on to the last ending. Last one was played in the last episode. It's called School Rumble Forever. And let me just see who sings it. I'm guessing they all sing it.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so Ami Koshimizu, Hitomi Nabatame, Yui Horie, and Kayori Shimizu. So I'm guessing it's the four main girls, which I do see.
Cool.
Yes, it's mostly just the four main girls singing it, which is cute. It's still a slideshow, but it's like it's a look back. Again, it's mostly just the song that I like in this case.
Yeah.
It also sprinkles in some added scenes of this just them chilling, which is kind of
like
cool.
after anime scenes, which I appreciate.
The one that threw me in a loop, Akira with the kid from the 3D. That threw me for a loop. I was like, why is he visiting?
Well, it's because she said come to visit, so she's making him tea.
Damn, you're right. You're right.
And like I love how they also show like the the best character
Ichijo?
Yeah, with her talking with Imadori, and then what the fuck was her name?
Lara?
Yeah, Lara, who just beats the shit out of her, and I'm like, yeah, that's good.
Dude, it happens. You know what? Lara can beat the shit out of me. I'm gonna be real.
Nah, dude. Nah, I don't know, man.
There's a couple
can beat
girls
the shit out
in
of
this
me,
show like
dude.
that.
I kind of lost it when Eri had the gun. I was like, huh? And then I realized it was probably like one of those clay.
She was
things.
she was doing skeet shooting.
She was doing the NES combo, Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt.
Dude, it's 2 games in 1. What a deal,
Dude. But yeah, it's nice to have this little added thing. Just a nice little recap, but nothing like eye-poppingly good. It's just a good song.
Yeah.
It's pretty okay. I don't think I'll remember it.
Yeah, no, I won't either. Except when they say "School Rebel for
School, Dumbo.
School." All right, time to go to school.
It'll always be ending 1 that's playing in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
You
must
mean living rent free?
I must empty my thoughts. And it's just that song playing in your head.
Dude,
That's really how it is.
It's just Harima riding on his bike with that song. But yeah, those are the openings and endings. Pretty solid overall. I wouldn't say excellent. The songs are excellent, but pretty solid overall.
Yeah.
Right. Boys, I hope you're ready for the plot synopsis.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's going to be hard. Okay, so here we go. So you know what? I'll go straight on and say it. This is a rom-com. It's something we're all pretty familiar with, right? I mean, we all have our good rom-coms under our belt. But of course, we all know being in love is not easy, and declaring your love is even harder, especially if your name is Tenma Skamato or Kenji Harima.
Dude, oh my god, quickly, can we talk about real quick when I don't know who it was, but someone was making I think it was the dude. I think it was what's his nuts.
Was it
Harima?
Oh, Harima.
Who was making No, I think it was Hinai who was making a poem for Yamuko, and he was talking about what's it called? Skamato?
Skamato?
Yeah, Skamato, and he said ska for dancing. And I lost it. I was like, that is the funniest thing.
I heard that. I was like, this is going to get a chuckle out of my boy. At
so
least
funny.
one.
Bro, that was it. I was like,
Ska.
that's the funniest line. Ska for dancing. And I fell.
If we're talking about funny lines, I think I'll just jump in. There's a part where Harima's like, get the tab, silly broad. You can't get blood from a stone. I think I lost it there. I'm not sure why, but
It's so funny.
That was actually not in the sub, which was interesting. I watched
dude.
that. So I was like, thank you, Funimation. But anyways, back to Tenma Skamato and Kenji Harima. So we were essentially led to believe we're following the lives of Tenma and Harima. And, well, we're mostly just following them and their classmates and, doing what they do best, being high school kids. And God knows we've been high school kids, so we were kind of cringe, kind of like these kids, I'm not going to lie.
Who isn't, though?
It's true. We all have our cringe phase. Some might say I haven't grown out of mine.
I would have to agree.
Anyways, Tenma Skamato is your average high school student with a massive crush on her curry-loving schoolmate, Karasuma, or Oji Karasuma. He's like a really basic, normal-looking guy. He's like your run-of-the-mill background character, and I'm gonna be real. Of course, unbeknownst to Tenma, the local bad boy, Mr. Kenji Harima, has a crush on her, and he struggles to be a good student, or at least a better student, in order to be close with Tenma, leading to some funny shenanigans, of course. We kind of flip-flop, at least in the first episode, between them in their attempts to woo their crushes, respectively, with Tenma like in the library, trying to tell Karasuma her feelings before he leaves, and Harima being like, I'm going to write her a letter, while also not realizing he also had a scheduled fight day in the same location he made the date with, which was kind of funny. You get the big old bald bully with Tenma. You got some funny moments there. But it all culminates into a high-speed kind of like bike chase. Trying to declare everybody's love before school. But luckily, there was a note that Tenma left in Karasuma's locker. Not Karasuma. Karasuno. No, Karasuma. God, I'm going to get those names confused for the entire episode. Dude, this is not high school. I can't even talk. High school. Anyways, the whole point of episode 1 was like, hey, Karasuma's leaving, but Tenma kind of caused him to stay because of that long-ass love letter she wrote that he read like the entire day. So that's cool. Episode structure is kind of comparable to other shows we kind of seen, some of those like comedy rom-com based ones like Konobi and Nichijou, where you kind of have like segmented portions in between for like your funny bits. So like when Harima tries to help Tenma write her name on her quiz, or Tenma drawing Karasuma for that entire time, doing her best, while Karasuma just gives her just Japanese ass looking Tenma looking thing. Which is nice. It doesn't really, it's not something that you're going to be like, oh, I got to pay attention to every episode, but it's something nice to like kind of ease you into the whole chaotic nature of the show. At least I think.
Yeah, I agree.
It's the buildup that I kind of like. But again, we do still eventually get, your plot eventually after, like Physical Day, which was kind of funny to me when she's like locked in the room, with Karasuma, and she just like escapes by jumping out the window. I think that was probably one of my highlights in that part, alongside the drawing, which kind of like I fell out of my chair. Regardless, as the plot and story kind of go forward, they start focusing on not just like Tenma, but her friends. We mostly get that kind of when they have like that slumber party at first, where she's trying to like get the goods on how to declare love.
Yeah.
And you get a sense of like who her friends are and how they are kind of as a group. You got Mikoto, who's kind of like the sporty, athletic kind type. Eri, the rich girl, kind of snobby, kind of rude type. And Akira, just Akira. Anyways, she's there.
Guys, I was thinking about this while you were talking about it, and I kept thinking about ska. And then I realized the opening is just ska. It's got the trumpets, the driving drums, and banging guitars. Like, dude, it's just ska.
It's ska rumble, dude.
Guys, it is ska rumble. I am surprised that no one was wearing like checkered pants and had a fucking wallet chain in the show.
Hey man, it's a missed opportunity. It's a
missed opportunity. Dude. Now we've got 0 out of 5. Not enough ska.
Not enough ska, dude. Ska out of ska.
Where were my cargo shorts?
Where were my cool guys with their trumpets? They had. Well, I mean, they don't wear sunglasses in ska, do they?
No.
Oh, well, never mind. It is a 0 out of 5. Anyways, let's go back into the plot here real quick. No, that's fine. That interruption was I accept. That was a good realization. Not even I pointed at.
Okay.
As the Sky expert, I expected you to point that out, so that's good. So I mean, along the way, we kind of explore some of the side characters. We get a couple of episodes where we explore Tenma's sister Yakumo and her quote unquote ability to kind of read people's hearts in a sense. If that wasn't apparently obvious, because apparently she does. I mean. That's why those Japanese kanji show up on the side of some characters when she's like interacting with them. We learn about Eri and how like her kind of quote unquote family situation. She's a rich girl, doesn't really have anybody else in her life. Really likes her, like wants to be with her dad, but dad's super busy. And then we get to the more like kind of interesting stuff, like Miko and her love life. Mikoto trying to
love life,
dude, her love life, and her crush on her senior. Which eventually she finds out is, already taken, which was kind of a sad little moment there.
That was rough. I was like, wow.
Yeah, but it was nice. Kind of, I think it was a good tie-in to like kind of solidify the friendship Eri and Miko have, which was kind of cool. Like again, like what Chuck said earlier, it's like those slice of life moments that make you care.
That was the thing I was thinking about. Like when they were going to the fireworks after that, I'm like, this is the slice of life shit that I love. And they do it like twice in the whole fucking series. And it pisses me off because like these are good characters. I find these characters enjoyable for the most part. As long as long as it's not
Tenma.
Tenma's fun. As long as it's not misunderstandings. There's so many misunderstandings in this
don't worry.
show.
That section, don't worry.
It pisses me off, dude. It makes It makes my blood boil. Holy
Oh,
shit.
This is why that next section that I'm going to is going to be the weirdest one to explain in the plot. Oh my god! But yeah, misunderstandings is the name of the game here. But anyways, we really start going down the plot line when Harima gets the impression that Tenma and Kurasama are a thing, only because Tenma realizes Kurasama is too broke to get any food, so he's drinking water from like the watering hole at the school. I'm gonna call it a watering hole. I don't know what you call it, the sink. And so Harima gets the real big sad. He kind of like overthinks his life and overthinks everything, with the eventual decision to leave school. So he starts to wander around, and it's kind of weird that he kind of like moves out of his cousin's house, and he ends up becoming a mangaka, like just like a straight up I want to make comics. And I was like, where this is so left field.
Dude,
Yeah.
I got some issues with... Well, because... So the show, right? Mm-hmm. The show is about both Tenma and is about Harima. Mm-hmm. And half the time, not even remotely related to, like, anything. Because Harima's whole thing is he wants to confess his love to Tenma. That's his whole shtick. But then he gets like, he's like, I'm gonna go leave now! And then he becomes a psychic with the animals, which I did like the animals.
Dude, he's a fortune teller, man.
Yeah, but then like when he went on like the ship, I was like, this is dumb.
Hey, we're not there yet. Don't worry.
No, I'm just saying that like in general, I feel like the running away thing, and the girl who like later became the nurse, who we meet at this point, I was like, for what goddamn purpose is she here for? Like
for the eye candy. It was awkward. I'll admit. I was just like, you're just bunking in with this mildly attractive lady.
I'm just like, who is she? And then like 10 episodes later, she finally comes back, and I'm like, that's like 9 episodes too late. You introduce her in one episode, and you're like, oh, who's this woman? I guess we'll learn next episode who she is. And then it goes to the next episode. No mention. She disappears. And
she leaves.
And I'm like, this is making my brain rot.
Nah, it's just going. It's the pacing, bro. We gotta keep the story going.
Yeah, pacing. Pacing should mean that they introduce why that character. Like, give me a reason why this character exists in this world.
You're taking this show too seriously, buddy.
No, sheesh. Because I'm trying to buy into this world, right? Mm-hmm. I want to be able to enjoy this world and be like, okay, these people, this is why this person's here. Whenever you're like creating a story, every character needs to do something. It doesn't need to be important. It could just be a normal background character who like maybe likes like Tenma, like that one kid. I loved him because he was a simple guy who liked a simple girl, and like that's it. And I'm like, I appreciate that. It expands the world, but when you show me this woman, and that woman is like just, hi, I'm gonna come on to you, child, high schooler, and I would, it was like, oh yikes, and then it just like disappeared for like 10 episodes, and I said, but for why though?
That's fair. I mean, again, that section, at least that character, I do have gripes with, just because, again, like you said, she disappears and comes back, and the implications kind of sus. I'm not gonna lie. But you know, it's, at least for me, when it comes to like this section, I was just like, yeah, I mean, guys, I don't really care. This is as soon as I saw Tenma shoot arrows on top of a bus and like Harima do the Matrix thing, I knew I couldn't take this show seriously. I could just go ahead and laugh at the unfortunate situations that are going on with their lives.
Well, actually, no, I'll talk about this later. But it's just like, man, just give me narrative reasoning, and then I'm fine. I won't be as much of an asshole. But like, you're not giving it to me, so what am I supposed to do except to get mad?
I think it's a lot more. I feel like the show is trying to balance rom and com, as all rom-coms do, but I think they really lean more towards the chaotic nature of a comedy rather than the story structure of a romantic.
Well, it's not even like I need the romance. I just need reasoning. Like, why? but for why though? That's what I want to know.
I guess the simple and not necessarily good answer for that was like he needed a place to stay, and that probably wasn't the best way to tie in that character.
Yeah,
actually, probably not at all the best way to do it.
No,
if there was something added there, maybe it would have been less
weird,
offensive, but it's still weird. It's still really, really weird. Every time I see that character, I'm like, you're not. Stop. Just bet. Go bonk. Go to horny jail.
Yeah.
Basically,
go back 10 spaces.
Basically, go back 10 spaces. Tell him to go home. Lock the door. Pretend you never see him. But yeah, that one was a bit rough. But let's see. I did lose my space here. Yeah, so he does become a fortune teller. He gets animals, which is kind of weird as well. He tries to.
I did really like the fortune teller bits though. I liked not as much the fortune teller, but his bits with the animals later on.
Oh, dude,
I enjoyed it. Except for that giraffe one was kind of weird.
You don't like Piotr, dude?
No, the way they introduced Piotr was weird, dude. It was insanely bizarre.
we can talk more in depth when we get there.
I'm just like, whenever something like shoots into my brain of what the fuck, like I gotta say it or else I will forget about it.
Don't worry, we'll get there.
Okay.
Within this section, though, we do get a confession of sorts, except to the wrong person. Not Karasa, Mackenzie. I'm not going to remember his name again. What's his name? Kenji Harima. Harima accidentally confesses to Eri, which was kind of out of left field at the start. I was like, oh, you know what? I expected this, but I really didn't expect it to be her. Mm-hmm. And that kind of leads into, I guess, the rest of how the story kind of pans out. After that, we get another section where we get kind of just segmented episodes with the overall just kind of being Harima kind of sus, mostly because he's just like snooping around and confessing to all these girls, or these girls misunderstanding that he's trying to confess to Tenma, but it all just is really misunderstood because it's Tenma's fault. She's just like, you like Miko, don't you? No. Where did you get that? No.
Yeah, I'm like, how?
Exactly, and that was like during the trip to the beach, which is interesting.
To the beach. Dude,
let's get it. Let's go on away. But yeah, we get our typical beach episode. And I still like, it's a cute moment where she tries to help him confess his love, but it's just like, come on, girl, you're as dumb as you're as dumb as a brick, and it's just it's infuriating sometimes. I'm just like, you gotta stop, girl, stop being so dumb, please.
Girl, please.
But this stupidity does lead into like kind of like one of the first kind of conflicts that they have with Eri, because I'm jumping a little bit, but Eri and what's her name? Yakumo's sister? No, sister's Yakumo. Yakumo and Eri during the camping trip, they kind of get split off, and so do Tenma and Harima during a camping trip, and they end up in a kind of abandoned school, and everybody's still under the impression at this point that Harima's a bad guy. They're just like, Harima bad. Harima's trying to hit on your sister while also trying to hit on Eri, while also trying to hit on Miko. But Tenma does eventually understand that, like, hey, he's a good guy, and even says, hey, you only pick one girl. He's like, I got you, ma'am. I got you. Which leads into Harima deciding to get a beard because he overhears Tenma saying, dude, whiskers are great. Whiskers are awesome. So Harima ends up growing a beard, which ends up being cut by Eri while he's asleep.
And he was not pleased.
He was not pleased. This man was dooming. I was dooming for him. That was a nice beard. Eri tries to apologize to Harima in the only way that Eri can, which is try to be nice. But these two don't have a good relationship. Earlier on in the series, he tries to apologize to her, and he's just like, she's just not having it. She's just like, I saw you naked. You held me while you were naked. This ain't working. This ain't we ain't doing with this. So this kind of whole situation leads into her cutting off his hair after she actually manages to apologize, and he managing to accept. It's a little rough there. I felt bad for him again, because not only is his beard gone, now he's a bald head. Now he's a Chrome Dome from the Chrome Dome Empire. It's just, it was worse. It was I felt so bad for him. But yeah, after that, he kind of disappears again from school, focusing on his manga, and he gets assistance from Yakumo, which is kind of cool. Getting a little bonding there with Yakumo and Harima, which was kind of planted in early on, but not really focused on too much. But everyone takes that the wrong way again. They're just like, he's added to his old tricks again. He's trying to get your sister, which leads into some fights with the local goody Hanai. Man, Hanai is a really loud character. I typically don't like loud characters, but something about his voice hits.
I don't like at the start I was like, ooh, I don't know about this one, but then by the time like once again you give me the backstory on why he's like this and why he does the things that he does, and I'm like, you know what, I understand it and I get it, and it's not
like, you're built different. I get it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like they get into a little debacle, little spats here and there. But really, nothing really matters until like the near the later half, where we actually get the quote unquote school rumble, or at least the school festival, for like the sporting events and whatnot.
Best part of the show. 100%.
This is the part where I focused a lot more, because like as you can tell, a lot of it before this is just like funny bit, plot, funny bit, plot. Funny bit, which can be exhausting sometimes. I'll be real, but luckily, I have no brain cell left, so I found everything pretty funny all the way through. I will say that some of those moments are pretty funny, in my opinion.
Yeah, I felt like it worked very well. Mm-hmm. It's just it was goofy, and I like that.
And it's always like a struggle to try and plot these types of shows together, like. It's not as chaotic as like a Bobobo kind of plot, where you kind of like, it's like, hey, they're gonna fight this nose hair. Oh my god, Bobobo world. it's like event that doesn't matter, event that almost matters with the animals. Oh, plot? What's going on here? But some of the highlights I like were the water imp bits with the rainy day. Mm-hmm. I like the whole getting the whole swimming bit, like trying to learn how to swim, and like them, like none of the girls knowing how to swim.
And they just fall down. Yeah, that was
pretty good. The bits with Nara, like, and I don't think it was Nara. No, it was Nara. The ones that you mentioned with that simple, ordinary guy who likes Tenma.
Yeah, I love
that. Was really good. He's really wholesome.
Such a good, like, minor character who, like, because we all see every one of the other girls, like, get hit on in some way, shape, or form. And, like, and she's like, I want to get hit on. And then he's like, oh, shit.
He's like,
this is my time. Yeah, like, she was pretty cute. But, like, oh.
Man. And even some of the smaller segments, like with Yakumo, just with the cat, I like that a lot. It was really wholesome. Just understanding who Yakumo is, just a really just quiet girl. Just wants to be left alone. And she likes to sleep. I like to sleep. I like to sleep a lot.
Yeah, I relate to that, you know?
Yeah, man. I relate to the cat a little more, though. Just being a little bitch. But yeah, again, most of the funny bits are probably some things you might want to see yourself. That's why I didn't really go too much in depth on them. But as we approach, like I said, the school festival thing, essentially what happened is we get an introduction to two characters. I believe his name is Harry.
Oh my god, can I talk about Harry for a second? So Harry Mackenzie, I was taken aback solely because, like I've said before on an earlier podcast, I've been watching Mobile Suit Gundam, and this man is modeled exactly after General Char, who is the villain in the original Mobile Suit Gundam. Like, blonde hair, red sunglasses, motorcycle, everything about him. Like, it is insane how close it is. And I watched the dub and I'm like, or the sub, and I was like, is his name like Char or some shit? No, it's still Harry Mackenzie. That's still his fucking name. And like, and I was just like, holy shit, this is like such like a on the nose reference.
I'm glad somebody understood the reference, because I knew they were referencing something. I just didn't know who the hell they were referencing. No, so thank you very much for that.
Yeah, no, like, he is like the antagonist of the original series, and then he becomes hotter and hotter as the series goes on. Good. So, oh my goodness, though, it is that was such a surprise to me. And then we got to this point, and then I had to look it up. I was like, I had to, and it's like, oh yeah, modeled after Char, and I'm like, God fucking shit, dude. Crazy. Anyway.
Crazy.
It was crazy.
So we get Harry Mackenzie, and we have Lara Gonzalez. Both of them are transfer students, which is hilarious because, like, of course you got to transfer in these people to introduce them.
Yeah.
They joined Class 2D, who apparently has a rivalry with Class 2C, especially the teachers. Who the teacher for Class 2C, they ate his cookies, bro. They ate his cookies, and that was the final straw. So they said, "We're gonna kick 2D's butt, dude. We got to kick 2D's butt."
Yeah, fair enough.
So they get all their hypest characters, especially one Miss Carolyn Ichijo or whatever her name is. She's a cinnamon bun. She's pure. She's great. We get a little bit of introduction to her before in some of the humorous bits. She is a pro wrestler. No, she's a part of the wrestling team, and she's hella strong, bro.
Yeah, she's got the strength of 10 men.
10 men. She can crush an apple with her bare hand.
She could crush me with her bare hand.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. Let's take a moment to talk about her. She's great. She's sprinkled in through the series. I think the first time I remember seeing her was in the pool episode where they were cleaning the pool.
Yeah,
and
she was cleaning everything, and I'm like, who's this girl? I like her.
That's it. She's the only one that's not annoyed me yet.
Oh, you're right. She has a good work ethic.
And she has a bit of a crush on Imadori because, you know, he's the first guy who ever asked her on a date. She's pretty cute. Imadori's kind of cute, I guess.
Kind of cute, yeah.
But yeah, she's just a pure cinnamon bun. She just wants to be a normal girl because apparently wrestling is not normal, or being able to carry like a refrigerator. No, she carried a piano by herself. That was that was wild to me during the part-time segment. But yeah, she's just trying to be a normal girl.
She's so good, though.
And she's like the main catalyst, and she's like our main shonen protagonist for these next couple of episodes.
And I'm so happy she is.
It's great. So the competition essentially is whoever gets the most points during the sports festival will claim superiority over each other. And there's already some beef with Mackenzie and Lara hating like Hanai and Karen and even Bald Samurai Man Harima, which is great because we needed some of that kind of juicy conflict. And I remember Chuck saying, at least in the Patreon chat, which you guys can join if you'd like, that like school festivals or school like events are probably like the highlight of these types of shows, which is true. Like I like those in all of the other medias as well. So. Are you guys ready? We're gonna talk about that first game that they play. I don't know what that. I think it's called Cavalier. Is that the cavalry battle?
No, it's Chariot. Races.
Chariot. So they go ahead and do the Chariot battle. Everybody squads up, and you know the goal is to rip everyone's like headbands from the enemy team. And oh boy, they didn't really have to go as hard as they did. They made it seem like such a big battle, like,
but it was a big battle.
It was. They brought in 3 big boys for Class 2D, and like they just Dragon Ball jump everywhere and soar across the sky. It was I didn't expect any of that. Like I want to. What do you like? What are your guys' like kind of like highlights? What do you guys think about this like particular battle?
I was glad. I was ready.
It's good.
I was like, you know what? This is what this has been building up to.
This is the school rumble.
Well, because we've also, this is the school rumble. And, like, I said this in our Patreon, and I'm just like, any high school anime needs a sports festival. Like, that's just how it is. That's what makes it good. And this one was really exciting, you know, brought all the characters' strengths, and they did the big fight.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? The funniest bit, at least I think for me in that segment, the main bully guy who he beats up in the first episode, just for some reason gets the whole Gamagori like serum, and he's just like a big ass like enemy in the like halfway in the fight. I'm just like, this you can't be doing this. I don't understand the size of this man anymore.
He's so large.
He's so large. But yeah, we get what we do get in this segment, which is kind of interesting, which I actually kind of found pretty touching a little bit. Was that Harima had to be paired up with Eri for the Chariot battle, and they're obviously still not on good terms. But in order to kind of get the win, or at least help the team out, you know, they have to do what they can. Tenma eventually becomes the target of one of the Class 2Ds kind of like, they have their eyes set on them in this section. They kind of try to defend her in a sense. And as they do, and I'm kind of remembering it a little bit wrong, but Kenji's hat starts like flying out, and he's like, "Oh no, they're gonna notice my bald spot." But Eri was just like, kind of did him a solid. She caught the hat, put it back on his head, and kind of like had to sacrifice herself to like keep that secret safe. Which unfortunately led her to be injured for the next race, which was kind of sad. She was like running, like it sucks. Like I hate anytime anybody's running and they fall. Like even if it's not me, I feel that. I'm just like, oh no, I feel bad.
I hope
it's
you're
like
okay.
That. I hope you're okay. I hope your self-esteem isn't low, because mine is now low for you. But yeah, no, I felt so bad in that segment because she was like really focused. She really wanted to win. She goes to the nurse's office. We find that weird nurse lady, landlord lady. I don't want to talk about her. I really don't like that character. I'll be real. She forces herself too hard. She's injured. And Harima's just like, you know what, Eri, I'm gonna do you a solid. I'm gonna win this next race for you. And I was like, oh, that's kind of sweet. And she thought it was kind of sweet too. The race, I think the race was kind of funny. They have Imadori in the lineup. They have Harima in the lineup. They have what's his name? Glasses Boy in the lineup, and two other guys we don't know. And they're all acting really kind of like dumb at the beginning. And Class 2D's like, look at these guys. Essentially they're like these buffoons. They're just horny.
It's a piece of cake to win this one.
And then they get their serious faces on them, and they're like, "Yeah, we're gonna take you down." I'm just like, okay, you gotta laugh out of me there. I think Imadori's part of the race was funny because he literally just did a Sonic roll. He was like, I'm gonna build up speed.
This to build up speed.
That killed me so much. And he was about to do it again to hand it off to Hanai. He's like, no, don't do that. But anyways, they end up winning the race at a cost. Harima's bald ass head is exposed to the world, and he's just like really dooming about it. At the dance at night, he's just sitting all by himself, lonesome. And you know what? It was not Tenma who approached him, but Eri. Eri approached the sad man, saying, "Hey, you want to dance?" He's like, "Go away, rich girl." He's like, "No, let's dance." So they dance. They have a little kind of like moment there, and that's kind of where it cemented in my heart that it was just, this is the ship I'm going for, and if it goes down crashing, I don't care. This is my canon ship now. I ship them hard now.
Good.
Which was great because now everybody starts rumors. They're like, "Oh, he's going out with Eri. No, he's going out with Yakumo," and Harima's just upset. So he goes on a boat. Let's talk about that boat section. So
I don't give a shit about that boat section.
Section. I think it was not needed, but it was still funny.
Yeah. We got the boat song, and that's the only thing I care about.
What do you mean? We got the captain who literally degutted a fish to give him a pen.
No, but that's his pen.
An overly sized pen that then shrunk in the next episode.
Yeah, I don't understand.
It was kind of dumb. I will say the running away part of Harima, while bringing in some of those quote-unquote funny moments, I think might be a little overused at this point. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
He needs to just stick his ground. But luckily, that is only like half an episode and a half for that. We get to the last two climactic episodes where
episodes.
We
those
discover
the
bombshell.
Upset.
The bombshell. Kurasama is actually an alien, dude. We get a cool-ass battle between Harima and Kurasama. We get the discovery that Kurasama implanted memories in Tenma's head, making her think that Kurasama rescued her that one day. But no, it was Harima. And he's like, I stayed on this planet because of that letter, but now I must go. And so we get the ending we always wanted. We wanted Harima and Tenma to... It's a dream. It was all just... It wasn't even a dream. It was the manga itself. It was the manga that he was drawing, and I nearly, my head nearly exploded. I was like, you set all this up, and despite it being bullshit, you tell me it's all a lie?
That pissed me off so much, dude. I hated it.
I laughed for too long at that bit. I'm gonna be real. It was just so stupid. But the following day, Ten was just like, okay, now I gotta declare my love for Kurasama. and then she bonks her head on a cat, and then the body swap. We get a body swap between
I hate
Tenma
that
cat.
too. I hate that too.
And you know what the worst part is? It might not have been a dream.
Yeah, and that's what pisses me off too. It just
Harima-
makes me upset.
Harima ends up on a date with cat version of Tenma, and he's like, meow. That must be one of her girlfriend's kind of like new catchphrases. And like, I'm happy for him, even though he's dating a cat at that point, or going out with a cat. We get Karasume eating the how did you know I like these, and just eats slurps it down. Slurps it down the same day after Tenma wakes up, and I was just like, you can't do this to me. You're messing with me now. This show literally repeats the same scene the next day, but normally. And then Crossman was like, but it's over. What do you mean? School Rumble's over? I'm just like, what do you mean? Season's over? Shut up.
There is no next time.
The episode messed me up, man. I didn't know what I was expecting with that last episode. Yeah. But you know what? I wouldn't have it any other way because this is a stupid show to begin with. So.
Yeah, it was perfectly in character, I thought. Is that just like, you know what? How else were they going to fucking end it?
Exactly.
I don't know. I have no idea if that's even close to what the manga does, but I don't care.
Either. I don't feel like reading it at this point. I'm going to watch season 2 eventually, but
I'm not.
Oh my god. Just if you just want to laugh, or if you don't want to put a brain cell of thought into a show, please watch this show. Yeah, you'll probably like it.
If you literally like have nothing in your brain and you've already used all the good comedy shows, then you can watch this.
Hey man,
I thought
sometimes the classic animes are good.
It's got that
it's
like
okay.
I don't know. We like Bobobo, so who are we?
Yeah, we're already kind of head empty.
No, Bobobo is way better than this. Holy shit, you cannot compare.
The only reason Bobobo is really good
close.
is because it's a shonen plot, and we love shonen plot.
No, I like Bobobo because it's unhinged, because it's ape shit. There's nothing that matters in that show, and that's why I love it.
What do you mean? I'm here for I want the Chrome Dome Empire to go down, bro.
That's why it's so funny.
Yeah, there's structure. There's like a better structure in that show than I think is in the School Rumble. School Rumble doesn't have too much of that structure, is what I'm saying.
I would not say structure as much as an outline.
Okay, outline. That's probably a better
And
word.
but I love Bobo because, not because it has that structure, it's because it is dog shit insane from start to finish. Like, you don't know what's going to happen, especially with like the dub on how much liberties the dub took. Mm-hmm. Like, Don Patch selling churros lives in my head rent free. Like, I will think about churros sometimes and giggle to myself because I'm thinking about Don Patch trying to sell churros
on Christmas Eve.
And like a wooden spoon getting sent back to the hardware store. Whenever I see a hardware store, I giggle to myself because I'm a maniac.
I don't know, man. Every now and then I'm going to let out a lightning chop.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, no, I think the chaotic nature in this show is, I don't know, I feel like they formatted it a little different than maybe what you might be used to, and a little bit different than what I'm used to, because again, I'm not a big fan of like slice of life shows, as you can already know by this podcast. Like, me and slice of life we walk a really thin line. Despite me still liking K-On! That's a 3.9. Everybody stop hounding me. But yeah, I don't know. This one just, I think when it comes to this show, as much as I appreciated the slice of life stuff because it was actually interesting and progressed some character progression, I think the comedy bits for me probably hit the most, just because I expected it to be a comedy. Like I said, as soon as I saw the arrows flying, I was like, this is a comedy. I like the slice of life is just an added bonus for me. But I can see why it's a little bit more disappointing for you, which is weird because like I'm trying, like the only other show that I feel like can be sort of comparable to it is like a Nichijou kind of show, where it's like you do have your and I rated that. What did I rate that? Kind of low, I think.
You gave it nothing.
I gave it what? I rated that show, right?
No, you did. You gave it like a 3 point something, which is
and like in my mind when I compare both of those, it's the word I used earlier. I guess it's outline, instead of structure. But there was more for me to grasp, at least in School Rumble, than I could with Nichijou.
Really?
Because despite Nichijou being funny, like I don't know, it didn't build the characters as well as I would like it to, because like most of it, like halfway through in Nichijou, they kind of focus more on Nano and like Yuko, and like those characters are good, but like I mean like you don't get a lot of Mio. Like the only Mio you get is like her adventure, like her daydreams, and like the manga side, but it's nothing like solid, nothing like emotional to the point where I'm just like, I care for this character.
I don't think anything was really emotional in this show. Like,
well, I mean, like emotional is probably a strong word. Like emotionally attached to a certain character.
Well, but like I get emotionally attached to like let me look up 1 second. Like I get emotionally attached to someone like Nano, like you were saying, because Nano like wants to do this and wants to be this person, and like seeing
and she's
her
a great
to
character
get to that point, And like having I think one other really good thing for Nichijou, at least, they have a fucking stellar side character cast. Like,
I don't know, this has got plenty.
Misato, who was the girl who had the good guns, who would just shoot, and like the teachers. Like, this show had pretty solid teachers, I must admit. But like, also, I know it's a product of its times, but I hate the pervy jokes. I despise it. Like, it's not funny. I get why, like,
He's
boobies,
horny.
chest size, funny. But, like, that's not, like, smart. Not, like, it's nothing that makes me think to be funny. Like, it's one of my favorite jokes, one of my favorite jokes ever is in the episode Last Addict to Springfield on The Simpsons. And there's a scene where Mr. Burns goes up to a shit ton of monkeys on typewriters, because you know that like famous saying of like, leave 1,000 monkeys on typewriters, they'll write Shakespeare. And so he picks up the paper that a monkey who's smoking a cigarette like he's done with his job gives it to him. Mr. Burns reads it and he says, "It was the best of times. It was the blurst of times." And he just like beats the shit out of the monkey, like hits the monkey. Like, it's fun because it gives you that like subversion of that punchline while it's like the monkey was there. The monkey got it. But it was like just a little bit off, and it takes like your brain a little bit to connect. And like when it's just like, I know her bust size, I don't think that's very funny. Like it does not match the same kind of level as like jokes in that sense. Those are like the things that I really enjoy. Both subversion as well as something that like it takes you a second to get. But that second that it takes for you to get makes it so much better at the end, because it makes the audience feel smart and be like, oh, I get the joke. And there's no joke to get when it's like groping boobles. I don't know. I just went on a tirade, and I don't know where I was going with it. But.
Yeah, I was like, I feel you, and then I was like, wait a second, and then you brought back Booba. I'm like, wait, we were talking about Booba.
Yeah, well, because my whole thing was the pervy jokes, and the pervy jokes are just garbage and not entertaining. And whenever they have dedicated characters whose character traits are pervert, like no, like I enjoyed when the guy. He liked the Sentai movie. And I'm like, that's great. I love that. Give me more of that and less of Creepy Man.
Oh, he's just immature. That's probably what I got from the character. He's just like really immature.
But like immature, but like that still doesn't excuse someone being a creep, you know? I don't know. I was thinking about
I blame hormones. High school whack.
Yeah, but I had hormones. And like,
yeah, but you're not Imadori. We're not Imadori. We're more of a Miko. We're more Miko than Himadori.
But like I like it's just ridiculous. It's just kind of ridiculous to me. Sorry.
I will say they had a little too many perverted characters in this one.
Yeah, well they
if
made
we just had Imadori, that'd be fine.
They made a whole fucking A-team worth of people. And I'm just like, why do we need, for what purpose? besides to tell like one bad joke about like art. Like that was it.
It's true.
It was just,
Remember, guys, don't be a pervert.
Guys, don't be a pervert, please.
Please don't be perverts.
Don't do it. It's not
Don't do it. It's
You'll
not
go to
working.
jail.
Only pervert that's acceptable is none. Oh, well, maybe Frankie from One Piece.
Mm.
He wears his underwear. That's about it. He wears underwear.
On his head?
I know on his pants, of course. No, on where his pants would be.
Whoa.
He doesn't wear pants.
Aha.
Anyways, I was gonna explain something, but the whole Simpsons thing caught me for a loop. But it made me laugh.
Let's see,
Sorry.
we're at the end.
No, it's fine. No, you're fine. I'm trying to think. Jesus. Oh yeah, no. So like, I feel like the joke structure, at least when it, again, I'm going to use Nichijou as an example because, again, some of the jokes landed and then we had a crow.
Hey,
I always go back to the
funny.
crow. Again, you guys like the crow a lot. I found him to be very pointless. The only reason we had the crow was because of the scarf.
Yeah.
And like, then just like, that's it. Like we don't really get a lot of like, we don't get a lot of nothing from there. It was like a nice little throwaway bit. I feel like at least with some of the bits in this show, like the animals, like I really didn't expect it to come back. Like bringing the animals back, that was genius. I'm just like, yeah, what happened to those animals? And they had that little bit.
When they were talking about like a hardworking man goes off to work every day and he's waving goodbye to the animals in his house and we're all looking out the window. I'm like, that's so smart and funny.
Exactly. Like there was just something about the structure of the jokes in this one where like the weirdest jokes still made a lick of sense in a sense.
Mm-hmm. Like the completely like off the wall jokes, like the subversion of expectation. You're like, he's like, oh, I brought my own like rain outfit, and you're like, okay, it's probably just a coat or something. And he adds a whole Kappa outfit with like a beak and a hat thing that like and a shell that don't help him at all, but like that makes that joke. Because it's so ridiculous and something you didn't expect at all. And that was so funny to me.
I think one of my, similar to that one was Tenma and Karasuma. Like she's asking like, hey, do you, let's play a game. Which do you love more? Do you like this or that? And she's like, well, do you love me or do you love curry? He's like, curry. And I was like, huh? Wait, what do you mean curry? And then she asks again. Like, I don't know. And then like, it hit me because like in the opening you see him like fawning over curry and I was like, are you you did that, like you actually connected something that I didn't think was like of any importance and like actually put it into the plot. Like I don't know, like again, Nichijou's funny, it just didn't have a lot of that. They didn't have a lot of the connecting or the unexpected kind of jokes like that. And I think that's what harmed it for me there, but for some but in this one it just worked for me, just having all that kind of
there were definitely some like super solid jokes. I feel like there were some really funny ones. All the ones with Ichijo specifically I thought were super funny, just like in general of all the things that she's doing. And
carrying the wooden planks.
Oh my god, dude. And he's like, I'll just let go, and it's just there, and then he's getting lifted up, and like that's so good. Like it's something that is simple but still connects to what's happening while not breaking the reality of the show. Because, it's a flexible reality. It's not, there's a person who can read, like, the hearts of people. There's mega strong girls who can do suplexes and shit like that. But, like, it's still believable to a point, It's nothing so outlandish that you're like, this is impossible,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Ichijo
humor hard. Humor be hard.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Humor's such a difficult thing to like nail down right. And so like, when I was talking about The Simpsons, like the first like 7 or 8 seasons of The Simpsons are like some of the best comedy ever written in my opinion. There's some like absolute bangers that like I will always remember for the rest of my life. And I don't know if this show specifically has anything that I'm like, this is this like reserved a compartment in my brain to remember this forever. There will be something. I know there will be something that we're gonna say in like 5 years. Return to this podcast in 5 years. There's gonna be a School Rumble joke somewhere. Like, I know that for a fact. Because we did that with Bobobo. We think, like I said before.
Is a magical...
Bobobo, there's a lot more quotable things in Bobobo, I think.
Like,
I'll be real.
Yeah, well, like, that's the thing. Like, but, like, there's gonna be something that I'm gonna remember from this show. And, like, that's pretty solid regardless, you know?
Yeah.
Being able to remember just lifting up the man on the wood and like things like that. But then there's some points with like when Tenma was like stuck in the supply closet, and then like Karasuma was just there, and I'm like,
yeah, that was a little weird.
I was like, why did what?
Why are you there, Karasuma?
I was Confucian.
Dude, Confucian says, "Oh man,
Oh no, Pino."
Confusion is confused."
They did a smoke signal joke, and Jesus.
I don't remember that joke. You typed that down, and I tried my hardest. Was that camping? Was that the camping
No,
joke?
it was at the beach when they were stranded on the island, and Imadori was trying to think of stuff, and he was
Smoke
like,
signal.
"I'll just smoke. We'll burn something," and that was the burning the swimsuit joke.
Dude, I can't believe it at all. You know what? That's why I like this show. It was the bird. It was the smoke. I was finally heard. No wonder. 5 out of 5, baby. Actually, smoke out of 5, dude. Oh my god. Well, we've rumbled on too long. Let's go over just some characters real quick.
Yeah.
We'll start with the 4 main girls. Let's start with Tenma. Tenma Skamato's hair confuses me.
Yeah, I love her. I love the sound effects when her hair bobs, though.
Me too.
Boing.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's free serotonin. Holy shit. So good.
Her character, she's ditzy. But you know what? She's not as annoying as my watch group thought. So,
Yeah,
you know,
she's not-
I'll be.
Yeah, she's not real. Like, once again, when you give them time to develop into characters who like have emotions and aren't just a one-note character, you're like, oh, I understand why they're like this. I understand why they're feeling this way and why they're acting this way. And when you can understand that, that's when I can really jive with characters. And so that's why I like big ensemble casts of developed characters, because you're like, oh, like now I can see why Tenma and Yakumo have this type of relationship. Like, I get why they do these things together now. And that's super appreciative. So,
Speaking of Yakumo, let's actually stick within the family. Yakumo.
I love Yakumo.
Pretty cool.
She's so
I love the
cool.
fact that Harima just calls her, you're Tenma's sister.
Yeah, Tenma's
sister.
So
well,
cool.
to be fair, Harima calls like rich girl and
Yeah, true.
Tenma's
Glasses,
sister,
4
like,
eyes.
Like, he's not good with names.
It's not good. Well, because he's a bad boy. He does what bad boys do. But no, Yakumo's great. She's quiet. That's welcomed, especially with the cast we have. She likes cats, so that's cool too. Let's move on with let's talk about Mikoto. Mikoto, our blue-haired sporty girl. She's also really strong. I just only realized that when she left that mark on Laura's hand. I was whack. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, that was kind of sick, nasty. I Mikoto was my initial spoilers. Was my initial pick for best grill, and which I changed later. But like, I think she's my favorite of the main group, just because she's like kind of sassy, but like also laid back, and like
She's
just,
definitely the most real to me, I think.
yeah, she's just living her life, and I appreciate the hell out of that.
Yeah, man. And she's just like, I don't know, she's just like calm, at least to me. She's like really calm. She just knows what she wants, she knows what she doesn't, and it's great. Man.
Good characters.
Miko's good.
Yeah,
Right.
that's the thing that I've been preaching. Great characters when you get to know them, which is like over halfway through this show. So I feel like if I watched the second season, which I know I said earlier in this podcast, I probably won't. But if I'm really just,
It's already on the list.
yeah, I know the thing. It's like if
It's already on the list.
if I'm really like oofing it up and I'm just need like a brainless show, like I will maybe pick this up. But
It's on the list. It's on the list. Don't worry.
It's very low on my list, but it's
No,
there.
it's on our watch list.
Well, sheesh.
Sheesh. Don't worry. That's gonna be a while, but it's on the list.
Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, then
let's go
then I'll remember it fondly and be like, wow, why did I give this show such a low rating? Like we do every time.
Dude, it's great. Let's talk about it.
Nostalgia's this bitch of a drug.
It's true. Let's talk. I mean, I even get nostalgic over some of the shows I ranked low.
Dude.
But
we
like,
just
as much as I crap on Eurocamp, it's still cool.
Everything except
Eurocamp is still
Dimension.
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take an L on that one. That's the only L I'll take, okay?
Not
That's
Golden Time?
Not Golden Time. I still like Golden Time. Screw you guys.
Golden Time's bad, but
Get the hell
whatever.
out of here.
It's fine.
Golden
It's
Time-
that one. It's not like oh my gosh.
I'm not offended by it.
Bro, the
Like I
last
am with Dimension W.
Dimension W was void of content, and
God.
that's what made me upset.
Can't believe I defended that show. I'm sorry, guys. You know what? This is my public announcement, everybody. I'm sorry. I guess I was just enamored by a green-haired
Public
protagonist
apology.
who dances real well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. But anyways, let's talk about Eri. She blonde. She got pigtails. She rich. I thought I'd hate her, but she actually grew into a character I actually wanted to root for. I really do ship her with Harima. Like, she's cool. I like her development.
Hey, do you want a spoiler for the future? For the
Oh no, I already read the spoilers.
Well, I'm just saying. Well, Garb, do you care about spoilers before I?
Not really.
Yeah, no. It's from like the manga, like the last part of the second manga series that they made. According to my anime list on the page, in the last chapter, Eri is seen walking into Karasuma's hospital room with Harima while holding a baby.
Yo, let's go.
So like,
What?
Go.
and then
Let's go.
yeah, so like presumably that refers to that she had gotten married with Harima,
Let's go, baby.
Which,
this is
by
the
the
ship
way,
I'm looking for, baby.
which is pretty pog. I'm not gonna
pretty
lie.
Yeah, man. They set them up really well, I think. Like,
Oh, yeah.
it's a bait and switch. It's just like you think it's Tenma, but no, it's gonna be Eri.
Well, like that's the thing. Like I feel like that's the best like grouping, and then obviously with Ichijo and Imadori. Those are the only two like ships, quote unquote.
Yeah.
Oh, and then fucking Hanai and Mikoto. Like, cause come on.
I feel like I think they should
Come
at
on,
least stick together. Yeah,
come on,
they grew up
guys.
together. Despite his infatuation with Yakumo, she's just
to
not
be fair,
interested.
Yakumo and Harima would also be pretty good, but like
That'd be pretty nice too. Yeah, not gonna lie, because she likes animals. He likes animals.
and she's
works
kind
out.
and he's kind.
He's kind, and they work on manga together. That's like
That's
true.
That's
Dude, it's
sick,
like
dude.
that one power couple, the woman who writes Sailor Moon, and who's her husband?
Yu Yu
like that power
Hakusho
couple, dude.
and Hunter x Hunter.
Yeah.
All right, let's talk a little bit about Akira. I guess Akira kind of quiet. I think she did one of those. She's one of those straight characters, like the straight man. She's like really funny in her own way.
Well,
especially with the tea ceremony.
She's more just like the
Serious.
like the quiet, kind of chaotic, behind the scenes character. You know, who's kind of mysterious, kind of like, ooh, who's this? What do they do? We don't know what she does on her like weekends, and then it's spooky.
Exactly. Let's switch gears here. Let's talk about Harima. Harima, the star of the show. Man, Harima's he's everywhere.
Yeah, I had some oof moments, like we talked about before with like the ship stuff and him like just going away. I'm like, you're kind of being dramatic here, Chief. Like
I mean, I really hate saying it's just because he's a kid, but it is a little extra.
Yeah.
Being a little extra. The overthinking bit was funny though. I like when he was just watching TV. He's like, "That's why. That's the answer."
They're siblings. Must be.
All the Star Wars
Comet Wars.
That was pretty funny.
That
was such a good on the nose reference, and I'm like, that's good. I like that.
Harima has probably some of the funniest lines in the show, which is great, especially for a character who looks like
Girl,
us.
you're so thick. I love you.
Girl, you're so
that
thick.
got me good.
I was when he just yelled thick. I was like,
Yo, extra thick.
yeah, it made me giggle.
Dude, man, Harima's, I don't know, he's a wild card. I think I prefer him without the beard. I'm gonna be real. No whisker Harima's pretty good.
I was surprised. I didn't think I would like it, but I was like, damn, you know what?
Harima be hitting. dude. But he's a pure man. He's just trying to confess his love. That's all.
He's just doing his best.
All right, Karasuma, curry loving boy. He's there. He's an alien.
Yeah, he exists.
He exists. If he wasn't in the show, I don't know if it'd be. I mean, he can fight. Did you see that? Remember when he fought?
He did fight.
He did fight. He did a lot of stuff that I didn't expect him to do. Plays a guitar.
He does.
At the end of the bit, he's rocking it, dude. Man.
He likes sardines.
He likes sardines, dude. He eats them. It's my favorite. Yeah. Let's see who's next. Let's talk about Hanai. Hanai is a pretty important character. He's loud. He's that guy from My Hero. He's what's his name?
He's Ida. Yeah.
He's literally just Ida. But I like him. He's sometimes a little too loud. But he's not obnoxious like our Zenitsus or our something else. Him in the recorder bit, that's so stupid. There was a whole last episode of I'm gonna play the recorder.
Well, see, the thing is though, good backstory though.
Oh,
it was the good backstory, and then he just goofed it at the end, and I'm like, that's pretty funny. I like that.
He's tone deaf. Oh man. Other than that, let's talk about Karen. Obviously, Karen. I think we talked about her the most, but Karen's great.
Well, because Karen is like one of those characters that got introduced, like hinted at, and then got introduced, then got the development immediately, which I think is one of the reasons why I really latched onto her in these stories, just because she was shown like in the background first. Then we were introduced to her as a character who was doing wrestling with this conversation with Imadori, and after that conversation they do the date. Well, they do the moving company, then they do the date stuff, all within like 2 or 3 episodes, and like bam 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 bam, get me everything that I need to know about her, and then develop that character to make her part of the story, and like it worked perfectly for me. So I think that's why I just immediately said, this is good.
She's pure.
She is pure.
And Midori is a fool.
It's true.
Let's talk about Imadori. He's a fool. All right, next.
He's a fool.
He's a
fool.
He's a perv.
He's a perv. That's all he is. He looks like Bleach Ichigo, man. Ichigo. Bleachigo. Black Chico.
Black.
And the last person I want to talk about is Itoko, Harima's cousin.
Oh yeah, she was fun.
She was fun. She's cute. Voiced by Robin. Makes it even better. All right, that's all the characters I care about. All right, let's move on.
There wasn't really any.
You skipped out on Lala.
Lala
Gonzalez.
Oh, Lala Gonzalez, right.
Lala
let's talk about Lala.
The luchador.
Dude, she was cute when she wanted to when she didn't want to do the cheerleading, and then she did want to do the cheerleading.
Harry Mackenzie as well.
Harry Mackenzie, dude, his voice actor, dude. I am telling you, I like his voice actor.
Yeah,
a lot.
it's Jason Liebrecht, who was
he's Lucci, bro, in One Piece.
Well, yeah, he was Lucci. He was Luck Gandor in Bakuno. He was Dabi in Boku no Hero Academia. He was Champa in Super.
There's something about his voice that just hits all the time.
He was Yato in Origami. That's probably one of the reasons why you recognize him, because he's iconic. Man,
he's just really good.
He's a wicked good voice actor. So shout out to him.
Harry Mackenzie.
Harry.
Good job.
Harry man.
Harry man.
There's a Harry man.
Hamtaro.
He eats the seed.
Nice. Speaking of seed, what are we watching next week?
What? Wait. You cannot just say, speaking of seed, what are we watching next week? What direction?
I'm not missing anything, right?
No, what direction did you think that was going to go?
Well, because I forgot what show we're watching. I just really wanted to know.
You just wanted to know about seeds?
I just want to know what we were watching. Jesus.
Well, too bad.
Why? Do we have something else in the middle?
Welcome to the 81st edition of Who's the Best Girl, the part of the podcast where each contestant puts forward their choice for Best Girl of the episode and duke it out for title of Best Grill. Today our contestants, once again, we're still doing this. Pino, Garb, and myself, because the Patreon didn't watch the show.
Didn't watch the show.
Who are we each advocating for?
Dude, I pick Airy, dude. There's no question.
I choose Lala.
choose Lala.
Who'd you pick?
Pardon?
Who'd you pick?
Dude, who do you think
you
I
pick?
picked? Literally the one person that I've been talking about this whole podcast. I picked Karen. Karen Ichijo.
Dude, Karen Nichijo. No wonder. No, I'm kidding.
Hey, see? You knew it.
That's why you picked her.
You knew it, dude.
Dude, she's just living her
Big brain
ordinary
game.
life.
Dude, it happens. I guess I'll start. I mean, we literally just gushed about Karen. We could talk about her
Guys,
at the end.
okay, I'll go last.
Yeah, because we get. So, Eri, I think again, her character development was great. I think her realizing that she might have feelings for Harima is probably my favorite bit because I love when you find love unexpectedly. I think that's great. But too bad she's mine. Plus, she's got money. Plus, ponytails are great. Plus, she can kick real hard. Did you see that lightning kick?
Yeah,
Did
I
you
did.
Did you guys see it?
Yeah, dude.
Dude, I want to be a kick like that. Dude, it's great.
One thing
Yeah,
is
what's up?
that Eri is rich and we must eat the rich.
I'm not a cannibal.
Yeah, we've already discussed that rich people are not people. It's just like how celebrities aren't people.
Do you mean they can't poop?
Yeah.
Oh my god. How do they live with
Been
themselves?
betrayed.
They don't poop. They make too much money to poop.
Wow.
They have someone else poop for them.
Wow.
Yeah. They pay
Get my
people to
agent.
poop for them.
The worst bit. I think that's the worst joke we've ever made. But no, Aries, I don't know, something about her design, something about those ribbons, something about her character, something about her being able to beat you up. I think it's great. What?
Agreed.
Ignore the last part.
I don't know. I'm right there with you.
All right, but speaking of people getting beat up,
Yeah,
why'd you pick Lala?
dude. Lala. She's tough.
She's tough. You're right.
Love it. She's journeyed. She actually had her backstory first. They played it like they did one of those episodes where they played the ending really early, and there was still a lot of episode left, and then they brought it all in, and I was like, "Whoa!" I just wasn't expecting that, and you know what?
Dude.
God bless him.
She's just trying to be a better. She got body slammed by her dad. She's getting beat up.
Guys,
No, she's great.
You know
I
what?
thought she
And
was
she
a great
gets back
addition to the
up.
cast.
And she could beat me up.
She's a great addition to the cast.
Yeah,
I think so.
she's kind of annoying though.
No. When?
Yeah.
When?
All
I don't
of
know.
it, where she's like,
She'll
I'm
kick your
gonna
ass if
yell
you
out
hears you
the
say
name.
that.
Nah, I got the better ass kicker on my side, so back off.
Dude, all I'm saying is that if she was a Dragon Ball character, she'd be Vegeta.
Yeah, and then if Karen was a character,
She would be
I don't think she'd be
character.
Goku. She wouldn't be Goku.
she would be Gohan.
Don't do the disrespect.
She would be
Thank you.
Gohan.
The amen. Amen.
And Gohan's goated and way better.
Gohan the goat.
Yeah.
It's true.
I don't know,
Tell us-
man. Lala just like I sleep. She's not. She seems more like a joke character than anything, and I'm just like,
No. Well, I guess
You
we'll find
just
out. in
can't
season
handle
two.
the luchador. It's okay.
The luchador in me.
I'm not part of the luchador lifestyle. What can I say?
Dude,
For
the LL,
shame.
the love life. I can't-
For shame, indeed.
the luchador lifestyle.
Live, love,
The-
luchador.
luchador life.
Jesus.
Dude, Ruby as a luchador, doing her Rubesti, dude.
She is doing her.
Only to get RKO'd by Daya.
That would be
God.
pretty good.
Brutal. But you know what? Who would just tell us why you would let Karen
Guys,
RKO you?
Karen is so strong, but so caring and wants to be like, doesn't want to be perceived as like a strong musclehead. And I don't think she is, because she's caring and very kind and like loves like her getting so excited to go on the date and be like, oh my goodness, like someone actually like sees me as like a person of like, you know, of the opposite gender, like someone who like someone could love. And I'm like, yes, girl, preach. And she's so cute, and she goes to anime movies and she crunches an apple.
Dude, Carolyn's great. I think you're right.
Hey, her name is Karen.
Carolyn.
Her name is Karen.
Carolyn?
Her name is Karen.
Karen. Karen Itchy?
No.
Itchy? Oh yeah, they hate her when she hates it when you call her Itchy.
Yeah,
Don't call her that.
No.
It's just Ichijo. Dude, she's adorable. I can't argue with you.
She's great.
Only thing is she got to stop hiding behind the mask. You know, she's not part of the luchador lifestyle. She can fight, but she's not a luchadora.
No, she doesn't need to be a luchador. That's not her life.
It's true. She needs to accept yourself. You a strong, independent woman who can body slam me anytime. If you think we're wrong, then you're wrong. Anyways, next segment. What email we got?
Guys, I opened up the emails and then I think I closed it.
No.
There was one that I saw.
Well, I guess while you look for it, don't forget you can always email us at the email funkyanimetodcast@gmail.com or the cooler one, contact at funkyanimetodcast.com.
So battle question from Alex. Thank you, Alex.
Alex.
Luffy versus Goku.
Goku.
Luffy.
This is weird. We're on opposite camps that I didn't expect.
It's
I
because
think
Luffy-
okay. Here's how this battle
is-
would go down.
This is a food battle?
Is that that's what it would turn into? Yeah, that's what I was going to build up to. Is that they would try to fight because Luffy would be like, "Oh man, that guy, he'd be like, that guy's strong," and then Goku would be like, "That guy's strong," and then they would fight, and then they would both get
and then
hungry,
they'd make out.
and then
they'd
they'd
make
make
out.
out, and then they'd eat, and then they'd live happily
like
ever
like
after.
the Mario and Sonic gif? Oh,
I think Luffy has better range. Well, I don't know.
I don't know. Look, I would be all for Luffy if Super didn't exist.
I think that they
Super
would
doesn't
end
exist.
up being training buddies. Is what would happen.
It's true.
It would
Or
be
Goku
a better
really
Vegeta.
sad. Yeah, but he needs
Yeah, but-
a rubber boy to punch around, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say the answer has been already, the answer is there. It's called the One Piece Dragon Ball Toriko special.
True.
In which they do have a moment there. But I think Goku wins. I'm sorry. I love Luffy, but Goku is too strong. If you can come back to life 3 times, have a kid, have a
That's
family.
cheating. He cheated.
Yeah, all
though.
Goku has to do is kick him in the water,
Yeah.
and
Go-
he
go-
wins.
No,
Yeah, it's
No,
what are
but-
you gonna do, rubber boy?
he's gonna stretch.
Well,
real
Goku would
far.
save him, is what would happen. Is that Goku would be like, he can't swim, I better help him.
Well, no, actually, think about it. Goku is honorable. He wants to fight you at his fullest. He's not gonna throw you in the water.
That's true.
That might be his downfall.
Yeah. So that may be how Luffy would win. You may have convinced me that it may be Luffy after all.
I don't know, because Goku kind of fast. Goku has spirit bombs.
Yeah, but he wouldn't need. But the spirit bomb is to destroy evil. Luffy isn't evil. He's just Luffy.
You're right. I mean, he's got Kaioken. Times 10.
Yeah. Luffy can basically go Kaioken.
Ah, damn it.
Luffy
Damn it,
has-
Oda. Why did you draw so much inspiration?
Luffy has Gear 4, dude.
Dude, I mean, I guess, but
He's big now.
only 10 minutes.
Hey, 10 minutes is all he needs.
Well, with this recent power boost, I don't know. It starts getting hazy.
Guys, he's just getting better. Like,
Dude,
if,
Bobobo would
if
win.
Luffy-
We've decided.
Bobobo
That's
would
what would
win, yeah,
happen.
because
Is
that's-
that somehow there would be a rift open in the space-time continuum, and a nose hair flies out. It goes,
Yeah.
and it smacks them both, and then Bobobo wins, and Don Patch takes all
And
the
then he
credit.
said, "Bo-bo-bo." That's it.
Damn.
Guys, we did it. Thank you, Alex, for your
There's our
fun.
No.
crossover episode.
Thank
Thank you.
Yes, we did it.
Please, Toei, please hire us.
Dude,
Toei,
Toei.
please hire us.
do it.
We...
Dude, sponsor us, Toei. Come on.
Yeah, come on, Toei.
Come on. You know you want to.
It would go. He would go gummu gummu.
He would go, we.
Guys, he would not say pollo.
They said we.
No, you said pollo.
I said we.
But we...
Go look back. Look back. Look at the tape.
At what tape?
The tape. Roll back. Roll back. The tape.
Scotch?
Wait, ow, it's stuck
Scott?
on me. Help.
Guys,
My hair's gonna get ripped off.
miscellaneous? Yes, no, maybe so.
No.
Nah, I ain't got anything else.
Nah. The only miscellaneous was the thing that you told me. My suspicions was right.
Yeah, the Mobile Suit Gundam
Yeah.
reference.
Oh yeah. Shoot that too.
Good shot. Wait, what? Or the ska
Eri
one.
and Harima.
Oh.
No, that too.
Oh, Eri and Harima and ska.
And Ska.
Guys, this thumbnail, if this thumbnail isn't fucking one of the characters with like a checkered pants and a wallet chain and like a trilby hat and a trumpet, yell at me.
Easy. Make it Bobobo when he just comes through the door, because he kind of has that kind of like he's got a good fit. No, don't do it. You don't remember? No, the spoons.
Oh,
He
yes.
looks like a ska. He looks like a ska guy. I don't know. I don't know what ska is. Isn't that like the thing you do on a mountain? He didn't like that joke.
I don't like that joke.
Anyways, let's go on to everybody's favorite portion of the show.
What we're watching next time?
Second favorite.
Guys, what are we watching next time? I don't...
Second favorite.
Oh,
Second
yeah,
favorite.
Yeah, we're
Pedal
doing
back, pedal back, pedal back.
Ratings. We gotta rate this.
Oh,
Oh, my
shit,
gosh,
fuck,
could you imagine
fuck.
if we forgot to rate this?
Guys,
my
it
joke-
would
never
never
done. My joke-
happen. Never happened before.
My joke was too much. It went over their heads. All right.
Ratings.
Who wants to rate it first?
Hmm.
No. All right, I'll rate it first.
Okay,
then.
I'll
That's,
rate it. I'll rate it because school bumble.
School bumble.
Yeah, school bumble, dude. No,
Bumble to the
bumble.
bumble
Bump to the base. Bump to the base.
Room.
I don't know,
Give me that
man.
bumble,
This
dude.
was meh for me, and the ending really didn't help me. Left a sour taste in my mouth because it was ultimately pointless and frivolous
bait and
attempt
switch.
to do anything, and it kind of really ticked my dick off. And
There it goes.
so I don't know, man. I might just have to really slam this one into the dumpster, and I'm just gonna give it a 3, just a flat 3.
You hate this show.
I do hate this show. You're right. I just
You hate it.
most of the jokes didn't hit for me. Most of the character development didn't happen until the end. So I didn't care or engage about the characters at all. There was a lot of misunderstandings in the show, so it was just like pee pee poo poo. That's it.
That makes sense.
That's it. That's all I got.
Dang.
Makes sense to me.
Harsh.
Carbowax.
I'm gonna give it a 3.9. It's
3.9.
it's like a little. I enjoyed it more than just
3.9.
like something I would call really average.
You liked this more than Noragami? Ooh.
Yeah. I don't even remember what Noragami's about.
Yato, the god.
Don't worry. It's
Who?
the one that's structured. It's the one structured like a Blood Blockade Battlefront.
You're the one I
Kikai
watched
Sensen-
backwards.
Kikai Sensen was better. Yes, it was the one that you rated bad because you watched it backwards.
Oh.
Like a dumb idiot. Like a stupid dumb
Well, this
idiot.
show is easier
The
to
way-
follow along for my little monkey brain. So
To be fair, that's the way you should watch Kikai Sensen backwards.
Well, Kikai Sensen's good at though.
nah.
Tenketsu
Anyways.
show. But
Oh my
I don't
God.
know. I don't know if I almost gave it a 4 out of 5, but I was like, this is like a high. This is a C plus.
It's a C plus.
It's
Plus,
a
we got
C+.
second season in the midst. Maybe it's better.
Yeah.
As for me, I have no restraints. I'm giving this a 4.2.
You are a crazy motherfucker.
Yeah, dude.
I like it. I laughed.
I laughed.
If you have me laughing almost every episode, or at least caring for every episode, then you're set. I don't know what else to say. The characters all hit. Harima's probably like the most underdoggiest character in this entire series. He takes all the L's, and yet some of those could be W's if he didn't take those L's willingly.
Poor fella.
I think poor fella. The Matrix. It's only because of the Matrix scene. I'll be real. That's the only reason I give it a 4 out of 2. 4.2.
4 out of 2. That's a 2.
Dude, 4 out of 2. Oh no, yeah, that's 2 times 1, right? No, 1 times 2.
Dad, that would be two. That would be a 200%.
That would be high. That'd be a little too high.
That would be
Yeah.
That would be like better than the best show ever. That was twice
true.
as good as the best show ever.
Yeah.
Which obviously,
anyways, yeah,
as we
no.
all know, is Bobobo.
Is Bobo, obviously. But no, yeah, like I enjoyed every aspect of it. I'm not appalled by the opening. I'm not appalled by the ending. I'm not appalled by the character.
Well, yeah, your name's
I'm not appalled
Pino.
by the. I thought it was Ringo.
See,
No.
see, that one shut him up.
Damn, he got me. But I wasn't there. There wasn't anything I really disliked except like the nurse lady who I kind of
That
disliked.
pissed me off.
That's like the only thing. And like when it's only one little thing that kind of at this point doesn't feel like it matters, Like you got just you got me hook, line, and sinker. So 4.2.
Respectable.
Respectable. Now, if you think we're all wrong, and you want to give us like
no,
what,
only two
a
of
one?
us are wrong. You pick.
I don't know about that. It's a democracy.
No, it isn't.
Yeah, it is.
No,
I
it
love
isn't.
democracy.
I love the republic.
I hate democracy.
How dare
Dude,
you?
I can't believe.
That's
you.
why we can't vote you off.
Exactly.
It's true. Hey, what are
But
we watching
anyways.
next week?
We
What are we watching that week?
we are watching something that I have not seen yet. That apparently is sad, called Anohana, which is written. The actual title is much longer, which is that we still don't know the name of the flower we saw that day.
Yeah.
Garb, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna. If this
11
ends up being
episodes.
sad, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, no, it's
I've
a
heard this
shorty
is
boy.
sad. I heard this is sad. I'm gonna die.
We'll talk about this more during the episode, but I watched half of it, then gave up on watching it. So we'll see
Oh,
how I do.
then I might not
the
be
second
sad.
Time. Well, it was like kind of sad, but not sad. No.
I don't know. When Chuck says something sad, it's either gonna be extremely sad or not sad at all.
We'll see. We'll see. Right?
I don't know,
gave
man.
up
You
on
never
it.
know when you
Exciting.
might come down with a case of the sissy flu.
I don't know. Sissy flu. I ain't trying to catch that.
Guys.
Oh, man. But anyways, I think you got like what 200 points. I got 300 points.
What?
I think Garb got like a point.
I got
Yay!
200 points?
Yeah,
I wasn't in the
Uh,
negative.
it wasn't a negative. Luckily, the points didn't matter to begin with.
Oh, we're talking about points. They don't matter, so I wasn't paying
Yeah,
attention.
They don't exactly.
Joke's on you, we were playing golf.
Of course. The lower the score, the better.
Oh!
Dang, I can't even hit this ball correctly.
Bro, this is
I
big
just
golf.
throw the
I'm
ball.
used to
What are you
mini
talking
golf.
about?
Anyways, this was whose golf is it anyways? I was Pino. That over there is Chuck.
Hey,
He's
that's
laughing
me.
like a maniac. There's Garb over there cashing in his check for having the lowest score.
Ah, suckers.
This was School Rumple. This was the Funky Anime Podcast. Tell your mom you love her, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.